Hey everyone, my name is chaoticwolph and welcome back to volume 18 of Hiveswap Friendsim. So as I was scrolling down the volumes to, click on this volume, I accidentally saw that there is an epilogue and now I'm just kind of like, what? But you know what, we're getting ahead of ourselves, so let's befriend our last two trolls of this series before we, I guess, see whatever bizarre epilogue we're gonna get. You've gotten pretty good at the old friend-making game by now. Yeah, literally the game. But even an old hand at palling around like you, a real platonic Lothario, has bad nights sometimes. Tonight was one of those. I think the other night was definitely the worst one. It's getting close to morning, and not a new friend in sight. You've met new people, sure, but none of your conversations have panned out the way you wanted them to. Chose all the bad dialogue options, that's what happened. Every interaction had come to a close with your friend count no higher than when you've started. No matter how many compliments, offers to help, and other tried and true friending strategies you whipped out, you won't stand for it. You're determined to finish out the night with at least one more new buddy's name in your little black friendship book. Black friendship book? Like my death note, but my friend notebook? But with the sun's about to rise, you have to admit you're cutting it a little close. As each minute ticks by, the sky gets a little lighter, and the possibility of dying an agonizing fiery death gets higher. Hey, anything for friendship, am I right? Maybe it'd be best for you to just pack it in and find somewhere to spend the day. You pick up your trusty palm husk and call out one of the many friends you already have to ask if you can crash. Hell, maybe Skyla will be up for sharing a recuperacoon again. The soothing ooze has kind of grown on you, and sleeping next to Skyla always makes you feel so comfy and safe. Okay, how big are them cocoons that you can stick so many people in there? Turns out Skyla is more than down with you coming over. Time to make tracks. You turn tail and hurry in the direction of Skyla's digs. But it's not long until you run into a distraction. Ooh, that looks haunted. The distraction is in the form of a house. It's a dark, crooked thing hulking close to the ground. Slanted wood walls, sloping roofs. Vines cling to it like dust, and cobwebs cling to forgotten things in the attic. Something about it feels off. It possesses a certain energy that sends shivers up your spine, making your hair stand on end. An instinct deep in your gut is telling you to give it a wide berth. On the other hand, it's shelter. Again. This is when you get yourself killed by walking into buildings that you clearly know are bad for you, okay? Skyla's place is a ways off yet, while the house is right here in front of you. It could be worth seeing it if whoever lives here is willing to put you up for the day. Approach also. Yeah, you know what? My instinct is like, no fucking way. So no fucking way. And probably let the sun burn me to death. Yeah, no, that's not happening. Didn't you just establish that this place gives you the heebiest of jeebies? Plus, there's always the chance that the inhabitant will call instead of help you. You're sticking to your original plan. Thank you very much. I probably burned to death, right? Firmly ignoring the house, you continue on your way. You make good progress for a while. Your maps app says you're heading in the right direction, except... What? Oh, it's cursed. It keeps bringing me back here. Oh, what the fuck? Why are you here again? Did you take a wrong turn somewhere? Whatever. You're not gonna dwell on it. Time is running out, and you need to get away from this stupid house pronto. You'll make sure to do it right. This time, you'll go... What? It's gonna keep making me come back here, and then eventually I probably just run out of time and the sun will kill me or something. I'm gonna go right. Okay, you split, breaking into a jog. The scenery flicks past you as you pick up the pace, urgency spurring you on. It's getting even lighter. Won't be long now. And we're back. What? You check your palm husk again. You're right back where you started, even though just a moment ago, the map's GPS put you at a decent distance away. Yeah, creepy, definitely creepy. This is ridiculous. There's obviously something weird going on, but the suns are creeping over the horizon. Time's up. There's nothing else for it. You make your way towards the house, even though everything inside you is screaming at you to stay away, even though with every step you take, your chest tightens and your hands tremble. By the time you reach the door, you're shaking like a leaf. Adrenaline zings through you. You could choke on it. You want to run, but you force yourself to keep moving forward. It's a slow motion race between you and the sunrise. At this rate, the suns will make it all the way into the sky before you even knock. You drag yourself the rest of the way, stumbling onto the front step, The door knocker is an intricate yet grotesque thing, an undulating tongue lolling out of a set of sharp teeth, all in cast iron. You grab the lumpy end of the tongue and bang it against the door. That's gross. Nothing? Fuck. Maybe you'll get lucky and the door will be open? Out of options, you reach out and turn the doorknob. You can feel the first licks of sunlight against the back of your neck. Is it just you? Or is your skin starting to blister? But today's your lucky day. The door opens. You should feel overjoyed at your life being spared. Instead, your focus is fully on how the roiling in your belly has bloomed fully into nausea. In the distance, inexplicably, is the peal of sirens and an insistent whining noise that only continues getting louder. You should have come here, but it's not like you had another choice. You might as well see what awaits you inside. But as soon as you cross the threshold, the world lurches and you pass out. What? Yeah, this place is hella creepy, okay? You come to in a different room than the foyer, head ringing like someone just whacked it. Is it the clowns? Is it the clown twins? Or whatever they are? When you move to sit up, there's a sound of skittering all around you, like hundreds of tiny insects are scurrying away to safety. Had they been roving the floor while you were knocked out? Gross. Okay, also, why has there been no music all this time? Is it meant to be that way, or is the game broken? You prop yourself back on your hands and take a look around. Your impromptu nap has done nothing to assuage the deep sense of wrongness you have about this place. But hey, maybe you've managed to sleep through the day. Maybe the sun has set again, so you can get the hell out of here. This sense of optimism is misplaced, probably, but it's not as if you can check. There are no windows. You cast your eyes around the room. Underneath the floral, peeling wallpaper, the walls are riddled with damp and mold. And on the other side of the room, an open door. Thank fuck. I don't know about that, it's kinda creepy. You are locked in, then. You can go look for somewhere else in this place that might have a goddamn window? Oh god, it's the House of Clowns. You step into a long, winding corridor. It's so cramped, you feel almost as though the walls are closing in. While it had been warm enough outside, in here, a deep chill settles over you, sinking deep into your bones. You're half convinced you'll never be warm again. Emanating from somewhere you can't see is music, tiny and rhythmic. Or tinny? Okay, are these typos? I'm very confused. It's soon interrupted by a crackling noise, like someone trying to tune into the correct station on a radio. Then one of the picture frames lights up. Joy. Looks like it was actually some sort of TV screen. Oh, there's the clowns. Welcome. Welcome. We're glad that you're awake. And that you came to visit us. What the hell? We've been really bored in this stinky old house. It really sucked. We could have just died from how boring it was. Two voices, one monotonous and so quiet you can barely hear it, the other shrill, dramatic, like his owner never learned the meaning of the words. Indoor voice. Catching what the quieter person is saying isn't made any easier by the high-pitched giggling that starts up in the background whenever they start speaking. So hurry up and find us. We want to play a game. It's them clown games again. Gee, why do those words give you such a profound sense of deja vu? I wonder why. The line goes dead. Oh wait, that was like the phone or something? Or the radio? I don't know. At the same time, a door pops open at the other end of the corridor. You're meant to go through it, you guess. You'd rather go somewhere else? Anywhere else? Other than through that door. But there's nowhere else to go. Or is there? Or is there? I don't know. Let's not play their game and I'll try to look for another exit. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's the right action to take either. No, there has to be something else here. Ignoring the voice's instructions, you examine the walls of the corridor instead. Soon enough, you notice something funny about one of the paintings. Every one of these paintings are funny. Its frame seems much thicker than the others, which strikes you— oh, music started, I didn't even notice that. Its frame seems much thicker than the others, which strikes you as somewhat suspicious. Feeling along its bottom edge reveals a button. You push it. There's a groaning sound, and part of the wall folds itself away, revealing a tunnel of some sort. Huh, you knew it. You're so focused on trying to make your escape that you rush through the opening without looking. If you had been more careful, you might have noticed one very important thing. Past this doorway, there is no floor. Your feet meet thin air, sending you pitching downwards. Drat, you think, as you plunge towards the pit of knives beneath you. Whoa, I'm dead. You reached a follower milestone on Twitter the other day too, and you hadn't gotten around to bequeathing it to any of your friends in case something like this happened. Your final regretful thoughts are of your account, dusty and abandoned, with no one there to continue to update it after you're gone. One last update. Dead. Game over. Oh, is that what's his face's hoodie? It looks like it. I'm guessing if we had approached the house it'd be the same thing as if we ran away or something. There's nothing else for it. You make your way towards the house even though it's definitely the same dialogue. It's just like you skip the whole trying to find another route. It's slow motion. Yeah, I think it is. Sharp teeth, and then you knock, and then lucky day. Oh, yep, same thing. Okay, same thing that happened before. So instead of searching for the other exit, which leads to knife death, let's approach the door. Oh, let's play this game. Okay, why is everything so bright now? Your weariness only intensifies once you set off down the hall, because the walls start fucking bleeding. You've seen enough troll blood at this point to be able to recognize it. Okay, this house is definitely haunted, and all these blood is just all the troll victims of these two clowns. Multicolor streams ooze over the wallpaper, and faded portraits lining the wall, collecting and congealing in sticky, viscous puddles on the floor. The narrow hallway becomes steep in the stench of copper. You walk faster, but the streams of blood follow you, sluicing down from the ceiling as quickly as you walk. You reach the door, eager to get away from the grisly sight. You throw it open, but oh god, you hadn't considered what might be waiting for you behind it. More clowns? What if these two shady characters plan to torture you, tie you up and steal your palm husk, texting embarrassing messages to your friends while you can only look on in horror? Yeah, that's the true horror. Helpless and unable to intervene? Anything but that. Okay, is this the torture room? Because I see some weird stuff. It's too dark to see anything. All you can do is fumble and feel around with your hands. Getting out of the room again is a no-go. The door swung shut behind you as soon as you stepped inside. You shuffle forward on wobbly legs. The floor feels unstable somehow, like it's going to open up and swallow you at any moment. Is that foreshadowing? Would it be a good idea to call out to see if anyone's here? You manage a feeble hello? Your voice echoes. Soft laughter reverberates back in response. You catch a glimpse of something from the corner of your eye, a flash of purple. There's a sensation of eyes on the back of your neck, watching you, but you can't discern where the other presence in the room is, if there even is one. Okay, are they ghost clowns? You kinda hate this? Of all the shitty welcomes you've received, this one takes the cake. You have to get out of here. You try to gather your panicked thoughts together to formulate a plan, but before you can do anything, a series of ropes appear seemingly from nowhere, coiling tight around you and holding you down. You're finally here. We've been waiting for you. Wow. Oh my god, are you guys just like our data but you're clowns? A light comes on. It's not the warm burning rays of sunlight. This room is windowless too, but a spotlight, bright and harsh. It lights up a broad swath of the room, bleaching it white and sending long shadows stretching away from it. You can see your captors more clearly now. Two purple-blood kids. Aside from their expressions, they look exactly the same. A manic glint sparkles in the eye of one of them, as sharp as his razor-blade grin. The other looks more hesitant, almost sad. We're Baizli and Barzum. You're the alien, ain't ya? You look weird. Your body's real weird. We wonder what color your blood is, or how springy and slimy your acid tubes are. They squirm around like slither beasts when we slice open trolls' bellies. Okay, these are some murderous clowns. Are yours the same? You struggle against your bonds. You have no idea what acid tubes are, but you'd much rather they stay inside your body where they belong, thanks. You thought you moved past the days where you had to serve as a torture muppet. All you needed was a few hours shelter from the sun. And if it's safe to go outside again, you really like to leave? This was the wrong thing to say, apparently. The twins leer at you disapprovingly. Or, well, one of them looks so disappointed he might burst into tears. The other just looks pissed. No way. We told you. We've been so bored, they just changed their talking quirks. Do you know what it's like to be all alone? With no one else to play with? For wipes? We might have each other. We're never truly alone. That's what makes being us so great. But it's a little difficult to play pranks on someone who always knows what you're thinking and feeling. Wait, you thought Barzum was a quiet one and Baizli the loud one? That's what I thought. But it looks like you were mistaken. Or did they switch? I think they definitely switched. There's something wrong with this whole thing. They're like too in tune with each other. If you weren't faced with the prospect of having your innards yanked out and played with by bloodthirsty children, you might be more puzzled by their statement. As it stands, you have more pressing problems on your mind right now, so their words more or less fly over your head. You squirm harder, even though it doesn't do any good. In fact, it just seems to make the twins madder? Sadder? You settle on smatter. Stop trying to get away. It's always like this. Nobody ever wants to play with us. We hate it. Now hold still. You look at them beseechingly, trying to appear as small and helpless as possible. Maybe it's a little pathetic, giving puppy dog eyes to literal children, but you lost track of your own dignity a long time ago. They're not really going to do this, right? A noise starts up. It sounds suspiciously like a chainsaw. And is it just you? Or is there the scent of raw meat in the air? Where the hell is it coming from? Gross. You continue straightening in your bonds, stomach clenching in fear, bile rising at the back of your throat. They're not actually going to hurt you, right? Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh... Wait, what? What's happening? Are you literally in a nightmare? You wake up, gasping, but you aren't strapped down anymore. You're in the same room that you were in at the beginning. What happened? The room hasn't changed since you've been gone. You're in some kind of weird time loop, aren't you? There's still only one way out. You really, really don't want to step through the door again? But what else can you do? You step through the door. There's that radio crackling again. Welcome. Welcome. We're glad that you're awake. The little greeting goes on just like it had before. A pre-recorded message maybe. Dude, I think you're in a time loop, and it's happening because that's the only way to save you. Your heart pounds as you step through the second door. You're hoping you'll be able to sidestep the ropes this time. But instead of getting tied up, you trip forward into a vat of what feels like glue. You were lucky enough to have turned your face away from the stickiness, so your nose is still above the surface so you can breathe. For now, anyway. But you can't move. You're finally here. We've been waiting for you. They're acting like it was the first time, all over again. What is this fuckery? Are they messing with you? You met already, mere minutes ago. No, we would have remembered. Meeting a weirdo like you. Stop trying to trick us. Then everything goes black for a third time. And here you are again. Time loop. Welcome. Welcome. Are you for real? Are you for real, dude? This time you get shoved into a box. Oh, dude, you're just going through time loops and you're just dying over and over again, suffering torture after torture. You're pretty sure you pass out while you're in the middle of getting buried alive. You come to in the room you're beginning to think of as yours yet again. You pass out 5 times, 10. You begin to lose count. You never pass out at the same point during the twins' shenanigans, but it inevitably happens, and you always end up right back where you started. The worst part is that while your conversation with the twins stays the same, the way they trap you changes. You get trussed upside down from the ceiling, dunked into a water tank, scrambling to get out while your lungs begin to burn from lack of air. Every time you black out, before you can die. But you've almost died dozens of times by now, and it's really beginning to stress you out. You have to be stuck in some sort of time loop. Okay, way to just come to that conclusion on your own, but hey, that's what I think too. You see this sort of thing in movies all the time, and everyone knows that movies are the best points of reference for one's actual life, of course. The hero wakes up to the strains of an old pop song playing on the radio and reminisces over their childhood journals, which sends them back in time where they had to stop a cry before it happens. Or maybe you were thinking of a different movie. Well, you said journal, so it sounds like the butterfly effect. Anyway, your point is that you have to find a way out of the loop. Hopefully you won't have to do anything too wild, like stab your past self and then throw your own bloody corpse out the window. I don't know how that works, okay? That would really, really blow. Unfortunately, you can't seem to find any clues indicating what you should do next. You always pass out. The twins are always excited to play with slash torture you. They don't seem to be aware that any of this is happening, from what you can tell. After around 20 something or other, you've had it. Enough is enough. You can't take any more giggling, any more of that hard damp floor, any more excruciating games. You might not be any closer to figuring out what to do, but you have to try something. Remember who you are. Remember... Okay, I feel like that's pretty important, so should I just be like, fuck this first? Let's go with this option first. There's one thing you've been doing wrong. Appealing to the twins to let you go? All they seem to care about is torturing you. Of course, simply asking them for your freedom isn't going to work. You'll do things differently this time. If you want to escape, you'll have to go on the offensive. You wake up again. Did I die after going on the offensive? Disembodied voices. Bleeding walls. Game. Check, check, check. You head towards the twins' room. Stand back, you yell before they can launch into their tirade. You're a weird, scary alien with weird, scary alien superpowers, and you're not afraid to use them. You switch on your phone's torch app, waving it around. You even attempt an intimidating roar for added effect. The only superpowers you're aware of is your irresistible charm and a set of truly banging gams, but they don't need to know that. Your gamut works. They don't cower in fear exactly, but they're bamboozled enough for you to look frantically around the room as much as you can with your poche light source. There, an air vent with a loose grill. With a desperate yell, you launch yourself up towards it and crawl aside. The twins, finally aware that this is all just an elaborate ruse, start shouting after you. Did this actually work? Wow. But I want to remember who I am. The twins' indignant voices start to fade as you wriggle deeper into the dusty guts of the house. You can't have very long. It's only a matter of time until the diminutive terrorists climb into the vents after you. Or maybe they'll run ahead and then cut you off via one of the other rooms the vents connected to. They must know the layout of the house better than you do. Much to your surprise though, you re-emerge at one of the outside walls with no trouble. It's dusk, not day, for which you mutter a quick thank you to your merciful overlords. From here, it's a simple matter of picking your way down the vines until you get to the bottom. Once your feet touch the ground, you start running. When you cast one last wild glance back over your shoulder, you catch sight of them, your captors, who you've successfully hoodwinked. They're standing in the grand front doorway, screaming. You have no idea why they aren't coming after you, but you don't question it, pumping your legs until they're burning. They are ghosts, man, and they are trapped to this house. It's a good thing you spent all the time jogging with Stausa. You've gotten really good at running away from your problems. Running with Stausa? But that was part of the bad end, huh? What's that all about, huh? You stop running once you can't see the house anymore. You're a little surprised that getting away turned out to be that simple, but you know better than to look a gift-hoofed beast in the squawk gaper. Relief floods through you in waves. You did it. You got away. You slow down to a leisurely walking pace, holding out your phone as you go. You have a slew of texts from Skyla, who've been wondering what happened to you after you never turned up. Her invitation to come over and hang out still stands though. Oh boy, you can't wait to finally make your way over there and chill with her. You never play favorites among your pals, but you have to admit that you hold a particular fondness for Skyla. Her whole thing where she always makes sure not to cause you any bodily harm, that definitely has its charms. True that, man, the one true friend who's not trying to hurt me. Oh, it's gonna be one of those again, right? You keep walking, but you just keep getting stuck. You can't get out of it. You keep walking, but after a while, your stomach starts to sink. It's been half an hour, and your surroundings don't look any different. You should be closer to Skyla's neck of the woods by now. It's not until you catch sight of a weathered wall all wounded with ivy that you realize what's going on. Oh, we're back again. You can't escape it. It's the house again. You're still stuck. You're not going to be able to leave its grounds, no matter how much you walk. It's a cursed house, literally. You might have escaped the house, but whatever curse or time-space witchcraft this isn't confined to within those walls. You're in a pocket dimension of some sort, and you don't know how to break out. So now you can either return to the twins, since they're the only company you have out here, or make these bushes your new best friends. I think I'd rather take the bushes. You look dolefully out at the miles of scraggy underbrush before you. Yeah, probably best get used to gazing at nothing but this, since it's all you're going to be seeing for a long, long time. Forever lost. Good God, those twins are literally terrifying. They're so crazy. Not sure why we're in a time loop, but I do think it's the only way to save our life, so now it's time to remember who we are. There's one thing you've been doing wrong. Making this all about escape? You've been so preoccupied with not getting sliced to pieces with knives. Well, I mean, that's kind of a high priority, you know? And everything that you've lost track of what's truly important. The word that echoes in your heart when you rise at dusk and pulses through your bloodstream during the rest of your waking hours until it's time to go to sleep. The word that's kicked off every single narrative you've starred in thus far. Friendship? That's what I thought it was. So what? Remember, I'm all about friendship? Okay. You'll do things differently this time. You're going to bring yourself to truly care about these creepy clown children. God damn it. Kind of rather not. Even if it's... Well, there's no if here, okay? This is typo, I think. Even if it's the last thing you do. And with the way things are going, it very well could be. So that's what you mean by remember who you are? I thought you remember some other timelines. So you just remember your true nature, your true friend-making nature. Their MO is oddly benign this time. A tickling machine. Unfortunately, it's a little difficult for you to talk to them through all the laughter. What are those noises they're making? I think they're trying to tell us something. Miraculously, the tickling stops. You wheeze, trying to catch your breath, hoping to God you haven't peed. Yeah, I don't have my concert diaper, guys. You've managed not to wet yourself out of fear until now. It'd be just the worst to have broken your streak due to laughing too hard. What is it about clowns and you divesting your body of waste? Let's not talk about that. After assuring yourself that your underwear is blessedly dry, you ask, if they kill you, won't they just be alone again? How is that beneficial for anyone? They'll be bored, and you'll be, dead, which you would really rather not be. Their creeping, saccharine smiles transform into matching expressions of confusion. Barzum puts a finger to her chin, cocking her head to one side, as if deep in thought. Almost like a puppy. Under any other circumstances, you may even consider it cute. What are you talking about? We don't want to kill you. Maybe just cut you a little. You'll heal right back up again. Guys, no, that's not how my body works. Don't be such a wiggler. Some of the things they've tried to inflict on you would have definitely taken more than your regular human healing functions to recover from. But wait, you think back to Remily taking a whole ass club in her side and acting like it was no big? She said something about higher blood colors being able to take more of a beating too. Are the twins assuming that that's the case for everyone? God, this is what happens when all the adults in a society go off planet and leave a bunch of zoo animals to bring up their kids. Or well, trolls also solve most of their problems by killing each other. You can't discount that either, you suppose? You take a closer look at the twins. There isn't any malice in either of their faces. The only emotion you can discern is idle curiosity. You decide to take that as encouragement. You explain that, no, you won't heal up from being sliced open, or from an on-fire scuttle buggy being flung at your head, because you're a human, and humans heal differently from trolls. Well, differently from high-blood trolls, at least. You even use your best babysitter voice for good measure. You feel like you're giving a stern talking to about the importance of taking care of one's toys so that they don't break. Instead, you propose, why don't you be friends? You can all play together, instead of you being the subject of their torment. They'll be able to play with you for longer that way too. They give you a strange look. Friends? What's that? Do people not agree to be their playmates very often? That's because they murder them, okay? No. Usually everyone runs in the other direction. So we have to catch them. Or trick them. That explains a lot. You think you're beginning to understand. If they let you down, you can try and show them what you have in mind. They do. They actually free you. They turn all the lights on in the room too, so you can finally see everything in it. Okay, a slightly less creepy, but no, still pretty creepy. It's bigger than you expected. It's set up like a circus tent. A wire is suspended along the ceiling. A person-sized target board rotates at dizzying speeds against the back wall. Juggling clubs, knives, scarves, and other props are piled across the floor. You recognize a few of the mechanisms they had inflicted on you before. It's pure chaos. Chaos, you say? So, what else do they do with all this stuff? They're still staring at you as if they aren't quite sure how to deal with you engaging with them voluntarily. You're feeling pretty tentative yourself. This whole interaction seems incredibly precarious. You're afraid that if you make a misstep, you'll end up back in the tickling rack again. This isn't ours. We just found it when we got here. But it does look a lot like what's in our hive. We can do shows. And stunts. All kinds of cool stuff. Fuck, even when they aren't threatening you, the way they talk in chorus like that freaks you out a little. In perfect unison. Like they're one voice instead of two. Maybe they are one person split in two. You shake off your fears and suggest that they show you a little something. They seem to like the idea. Excitedly, they scurry over to the target board. One twin stands against it, while the other picks up a handful of throwing knives. You're anxious. You don't exactly want them to rough up each other instead of you, but Barzum just throws the knives in a graceful arc. They surround Baizli perfectly, barely missing him. You gasp, your mouth a perfect O. The twins seem pleased with themselves, laughing together like they're sharing a secret. If you think that's impressive, watch this. What? They execute a sick flip on a pair of trapezes above a board of swords, make a daring escape from one of the contraptions they trap you in. They move similarly to how they speak, perfectly in tandem with each other. With the variety of obsessions you've seen among your friends, it figures that it was only a matter of time until you met someone who made a hobby of risking their lives. It's not too out there compared to cage fighting, you suppose, or collecting saucy East alternative figures. You could have just escaped from the trap we put you in earlier, you know. Why didn't you? Probably because we didn't know how. You laugh nervously. You hadn't exactly had much practice, and maybe it would have been easier if you had someone else to help. You look at the two of them pointedly. You didn't even realize siblings were a thing among trolls, let alone twins. Sibling? What's that? No, are you guys actually siblings? You know, someone you share a lucis with? Someone you hatch with in the same clutch? Are you phrasing that right? We do share lucis. We share everything. We didn't just hatch from the same clutch. We hatched from the same egg. We were going to be a single troll, but we split in two. Just our bodies though. Our minds are still one. Yeah, I don't think that's how it quite works, but okay. One person, two bodies. We're one and the same. That's rather creepy. Okay, maybe siblings are a thing on Alternia after all. Being literally the same person is quite a bit different from the human concept of twins or siblings. Somehow this leads to them telling you all about a number of exploits they had with some of the other kids in their neighborhood. One story leads to another, and soon you're recounting some of your own adventures too. They particularly love your attempt at giving an impression of Nikki clapping and crowing as you get into a dramatic power stance and flex your flimsy muscles. You can't help but feel a little proud of yourself. You feel like the guy on Jurassic Park who walked into the Velociraptor then, "Oh, be chill, my dudes," and they actually listen to him. Besides, there's something great about making kids laugh, even kids who were trying to murder you less than an hour ago. The twins are in the middle of talking about a prank they played that they found hilarious, and that you've been trying hard not to grimace in horror at, when you feel it. A certain change in the air. Didn't they mention they had been stuck here? Did we? Yes, we have. When we try to go out the door, some sort of force pushes us back. You're the first other person we've seen since we got here. You have a hunch that might have changed. Why don't you all try again? They look at you skeptically. If you want. It's not going to be any different though. You just tell them to trust you. Yeah, I broke whatever invisible force there was. I broke the time loop, that's what it was. You look at the front door. The twins are crowding you from either side, clinging onto your arms and edging so close. It's like they're trying to burrow into you. Ready? They nod. You push against the door. It opens, and you breathe in the cool evening air. Not so fast. We've gotten this far before. But we won't be able to go any farther. You'll see. You take one step, then another. As you look beyond the grounds of the house, you see things you hadn't when you first got here. Mountains in the distance, other houses, Before, all you could see was shrubbery. You pick up the pace. The house falls away behind you, disappearing into the fog. Whoa! You did it! You actually did it. We can finally leave. They swoop in to grab you, hugging you hard. The curving horns of their masks almost stab you in the cheek. These things are a bit of a hazard when their wearers only come up to about where your chest is. They keep talking before you can get a word in, pulling you forwards and shuffling you along between them. It looks like you were right. It wasn't just enough to save yourself. You had to save them. You had to save them too. You don't know how, but the key to making this little patch of universe obey the rules of reality once more was friendship all along. Okay. What? You should have seen your face. You were shit your gam tubes terrified. What? You heave a sigh as their incessant giggling surrounds you like so many playful ghosts. Yes, yes, you say. Very clever. They were the ones behind all this nonsense, weren't they? What? Wait, they were controlling the time? Is that what you're saying? You started guessing somewhere towards the end. You wiggle your hands vaguely. All the time stuff? They sure scared you, alright. No. That wasn't us. We were talking about the bloody walls and creepy sounds. None of that was real. That was all us. That was all chuckle voodoos. Okay. We're the best at chuckle voodoos. We got you so good. Okay, so they didn't do the time thing. Okay, so who is it, huh? They both bounced beside you excitedly. You blink down at them. You have no idea what the heck chuckle voodoos are, but you can only guess that it's some sort of illusionary thing. So they didn't have anything to do with the time messing up, folding in on itself. No, we told you. We've been trying to get out of that stupid house. For wipes. Maybe even a perigee? Did you really think that was our hive? Our place is so much cooler than that dump. Visit their actual hive? You have your reservations about that, but you can't find it within you to say no as they eagerly pull you along. One twin tugging your hand, the other looping an arm in yours. You look back at the house one last time. You have no clue whether the twins are lying or if they're telling the truth. What really caused what happened here. But right now, you're content enough knowing that you'll never have to see this place ever again. Is this the real victory screen? I'm sorry, what the fuck is going on here? Do you want to understand? Okay. I'm gonna say yes here because I don't think they're gonna give us another ending thing. So I don't want to waste my time doing that. Of course we want to understand, right guys? So yes. Oh, what's this? The dialogue box kind of changed a little bit, didn't it? Well, not really. The font changed, right? Of course you do. Your sort of creature always does. What? You're worn out. Last night was, well, it sure was something. You lived, probably. You learned, definitely. You made choices. You had to. And after all this time, here you still are. So after a day of recuperation from ragers and houses of horror, you're out walking the streets of the place you may as well start calling home. You've changed out of your party gear, opting for your old hoodie standby, if it's the mood you're in. You're not really looking to meet anyone new tonight. Well, like, you wouldn't say no, probably, but you're not jonesying for it. Only a little. It's complicated. Wait, is this still part of the route, or is this they just like transition into the epilogue? Because it feels like the epilogue. After an indeterminable amount of minutes of aimless walking, you look around at where you've ended up. You seem to have wandered into a dirt pile. Oh, you know this dirt pile. It's Fozer's corpse field. Funny you brought up Fozer. How did you get here? You wonder. You're pretty sure you were just on the other side of the city, with no particular desire to come anywhere near here. It's probably fine. Just your deep, innate bro-holding skills taking over your goddamn body. Just little friendship things. What are you even talking about? You look around for your pal Fozer, peeking down into a few of the deeper holes. You might as well say hello, since you're here and all. Holy shit, that? Again? So you remember, huh? Curiosity killed the cat, but you've definitely got more than 9 lives, so you shrug and slide, not gracefully, down into the shiny hole. Really, dude? Foster is... Hey, is that a freaking window pane thing? You know, for teleportation? Foster is nowhere to be found. But there's a window down here. It's almost completely unearthed, and doesn't take much effort to free it the rest of the way. At first you think it might be some cool new trash you could make art with, but when you look closer, you reconsider. There's a whole ass room you can see through the pane of glass laying at your feet. That's weird. Weirdness isn't typically a deterrent for you. For you? Are these just all typos here? But usually there is at least some causational coherence. Doors are in walls. Walls surround rooms. You aren't used to fighting parlors in ditches. Is there a latch or something? Should you do a polite little knock? There might be friends in there. Damn, you could really go for some friends right now. Dude, I thought we were on a break from friends. Is there protocol for approaching ditch window? That's what the flash is every time he... I'm assuming this is Doc Scratch, okay? Every time he does some fishy stuff, the light thing just lights up. Allow me to stop you there. I am a timeless being of the void, but even my patience has its limits. Fun is fun, but this frivolous navel-gazing is no longer necessary. Come in from behind the shadow of that narrative text. It's so very hard to see your face. What, dude? You talking about? That's so weird. So you get a face now, huh? MC, main character, you finally get a face. It's a very neutral face, but you finally get a face. You aren't sure where you are, and it's unsurprisingly a little nerve-wracking. You look over your shoulder at the window you guess you just fucking came on through. The alternating sky is framed by the edge of your dirt hole, and the knot in your stomach loosens a bit. Hopefully that means this is a two-way portal. Yep, Stock Scratch. Okay, well, this is bizarre. You turn to look at your surroundings, and oh, there's someone here. The guy you just heard, you assume. He doesn't look like any of the other aliens you've met. I mean, in fact, you like him, actually. Oh, I'm not an alien. Or, no more than any of us are alien to each other. In fact, nothing is alien to me. The root concept behind that term is alienation, being forced from that which is natural. Nothing is unnatural to me. I look upon all realities as equally inviting and approachable. It's you, my dear, who are out of place. I could see that even if I was not omniscient, which I am. Okay, so not an alien, with no horns or a cat sign, though he's definitely not a troll. Whoever he is, he seems to be white. Just really white and round. And his outfit is admittedly kind of dope. Looking at him really wraps up your friend Durst. Please tell me you're not gonna try to befriend Doc Scratch. He's just got this quality about him that you've got to get with. You take a step toward him, almost without thinking about it. MC is so friend thirsting. Can you just calm down? Oh, my apologies. The composure has become extraneous. Let me take care of it for you. That's scary. What are you gonna do? He snaps his fingers and your knees buckle. Are you killing the main character? The force of the universe presses down on you like G-force. You blink, and somehow he's there immediately, arms outstretched to catch you as you fall. He steers you to a chest lounge, and you drape yourself weakly onto it. Please, have a seat. The emotional transition might be a tad uncomfortable, but I know you've handled worse. You're quite the soldier. Allow me to be the first to say that I am very pleased with your work. Soldier? What are you trying to say? I knew exactly what you were going to do, of course. And most of your work was, in fact, my work. Regardless, congratulations are in order. What is this guy talking about? That's what I want to know. Your work? You try to parse what he's saying, but your body is still shaking from whatever he just did to you, and it's hard to think in here. You suddenly, sharply don't feel friendly toward him at all anymore, or toward anyone. He took away my friendly aspect. The void left by that feeling is a freshly gaping horror. It's like who you thought you were caved in itself, a black hole of personality eating your body up from the inside. You try to pull your shit together. He seems like he means business. There's no time to lose it, no matter if your sense of self is shattering. When you truly reflect on yourself, you surely can't, with any honesty, claim to believe any of this was by your own making. Crash landing on a hostile alien world? Surviving the impact? Dragging around a half-broken body and somehow not immediately be eaten by local fauna? Did you learn alien language just by thinking about it very, very hard? Right, Malik said something about that. That you were speaking perfect Alternian, and it was kind of weird, but you kind of just accepted it? For no good reason? That's your whole deal. Your friends all accepted your quirks. That's what friends do. You say it to convince yourself, as much as to prove it to him. So many trolls, so many fascinating aliens, and all of them wanted to know you. Did you really think you managed that on your own laurels? Were they all drawn to an indefinable something? Je ne sais quoi? I don't know what you said, dude. I don't speak French. Well, yeah. You had this whole emotional arc. You got self-confidence. You grew as a person and helped others to grow. That really hurts, man. You say all of my growth was thanks to this a-hole? The white text guy doesn't make expressions, but you get the feeling he's looking at you pityingly. I find you sweet. Honestly, I do. I don't intend to cause emotional injury. I'm just telling you the truth. I never lie. You'll find. It isn't like you don't have admirable qualities of your own, of course. You have made quite the valuable vessel for me. What? Vessel, you say? I'm sorry, you're already a host, okay? I can't be a host of a host. And I appreciate that very much. I could not have done it without you. But who am I though? Where did you pluck me from? I am only joking. I absolutely could have done it without you. It is just infinitely more fun to do these things together, is it not? See, all this time there was another voice. It was his voice. What things? What did he do? What did you do? You hope you didn't do something that would fuck over all your friends. Well, we did a lot of weird shit, okay? Though when you try to think about them now, the bonds you felt before come out all twisted. Without the artificial friendship drive he giving you, pushing you forward, you're not even sure what those memories are supposed to feel like. You close your eyes and breathe. You try to remember the way Palipa touched your face after you touched hers, her claws trailing down your cheek. How Tazaya slept, trusting as you kept watch. How Tagora gave you a chance when he saw something in you didn't even see in yourself. How, not that long ago, you got the cheddar handle of an extremely friendly J-blood boy. Those moments are like the memory of warmth to you now. Blurry, cold, and out of reach? Was all that nothing? Your heart is a chasm. Don't worry so much about it. I simply needed some dots connected, some pieces in place for my next move. Choose whichever metaphor suits you, whichever way you frame it. Because of you, everyone will soon be in the right place. I don't like that, man. Shit, what have you done? Your head starts to spin, and you think you might cry, so you pull your hood up over your head to block out the harsh green of the room. You try to imagine it still smells a little like Malik. It doesn't. It doesn't smell like anything, really. But you remember what it smelled like at first, and you hold on to that. It was real, you tell yourself. Your friends were real. And what you felt for them, and with them, was real too. You're so afraid for them, and as guilty as you feel for craving it, the fear just makes you need those feelings you felt before even more. You're clawing desperately for the euphoria of caring, of being cared for. Who cares if your hand was forced? You felt it, and it still matters. This sounds a bit like Lank's poem, doesn't it? You remember how you felt watching Chixie perform, bathed in light and righteous anger, and also how you drunkenly commiserated with her later when... No, that's not right. That didn't happen. Except, you still remember how hungover you were the next day. See, all those timelines, man. Stuff is going crazy now. Just when you started making sense of things, the whole fucking world shifts under your feet again. You just can't keep up with all this moving real estate in your brain. Yes. All of the resets. Annoying, but necessary. You were just indescribably bad at keeping yourself alive and in one piece, and you weren't quite as adept at befriending aliens to start out with. My intervention was necessary to keep you on the right path. Time and space mean very little to me, but I had to move quickly and, again, repeatedly. Swipe some incriminating note-taking here, befriend an impressionable young upstart there, anger a polar bear, inspire some bandits. You know how it is. You have to throw the temporal spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. I'm sure if you look back, you will be able to see traces of my deft touch. Dude, MC looks like they want to punch you in the face, okay? So a few memories may have slipped through the cracks here and there. Timelines tend to collapse in on each other if you aren't careful. Your ability to mentally withstand such an event, and so often, is a testament to my acumen in choosing you for the task. But who am I? Why'd you pick me? You even almost caught on a few times, which I must say I was not expecting. You almost listened to the silly little girl who likes to dress up in big coats and cause me trouble. That's why you try to poison her, And as always, some bystanders end up caught in the crossfire. The one with the shovel, for instance. I doubt his mind will ever be the same. A pity. You fucked up Foster's brain, you asshole. You sit up straighter and clench your hands into fists. Over the course of his pompous monologuing, you've moved past fear and grief and onto deep, globe-chafing rage. How dare he do this to your mind? To your friends' lives? What was so important that one white orb asshole had to fuck with the destinies of everyone you've grown to care about? There are answers out there, and you deserve them. And so, you demand them. Adorable. Yikes. You shift on the chaise lounge so as to better hide your famous legs from this creepy round fucker. My legs, my famous legs. I gotta protect those lovely legs. Oh, calm down. All of you and your adherence to societal expectations and archetypes. Perhaps one day you could just learn to take a compliment. Besides, I was being condescending. We know. So you demand answers. He sighs theatrically. You aren't sure where the noise is coming from. He doesn't have a mouth. How is he even talking? How the fuck does anything work at all? I know you would, but I find explaining myself incredibly tedious, condescending. Suffice it to say, I'm a man with many boards and few to play, and although there are countless ways to move the players around those boards, some are doubtlessly more entertaining than others. You are simply one pawn among many. I won't bore you with the details. Doubtless you are aware of the greater contextual framework of the story. He's being so obnoxious and my character has never shown more expression than now. The hell you are. You aren't aware of jack shit. Your head is full of question marks. Oh, of course. How thoughtless of me. See, yet another unfortunate side effect of the limitless conversing with the narratively limited. He taps a thumb and a forefinger to his orb. Perhaps it will suit you better to understand gradually. And when I say gradually, please understand that I mean it. You won't be leaving. What? Well, yes, I do believe this will clarify some things for you. This way, please. He opens the door and gestures inside. There's light coming from in there, but it still gives off the vibe of a dark closet door in an unfamiliar bedroom at 3 a.m. What? You're afraid, yeah, but you want to understand even more. You stand up and take a step, conscious of the movement of the muscles in your legs. With the rosy sheen of your friendship hypnosis, or whatever the fuck he did to you gone, the sensation of moving your own body feels heightened, important, yours. There's probably a version of you that would try to turn him down, or that would fight or run or take a nap on this surprisingly comfortable piece of antique furniture. Of course. You even consider rushing back to say goodbye to somebody. Anybody. At least. But you know there isn't time to click through all that bullshit. You're right. Those tributaries flicker in your mental periphery, so tangible you can almost see yourself choosing one. But you pull your focus back to your present and look him right in the orb. You just have to trust they'll remember you. Because the you you've become after this journey, after all this friendship and growth and death and time, that you needs to understand. You owe it to your friends. But even more, you owe it to yourself. You found your river, and you're going to see where it leads. Ugh, that's kind of worrying. So you follow him. To a computer? Okay. Wait a minute. What? Computer? So you're basically just saying this is the reader, right? The Homestuck reader, basically? Sit here, please. In the interest of expediency, I will leave you to your own devices while I go deal with an unexpected but entirely unwanted guest. It shouldn't be too hard to parse out the truth on your own. All you need to do is read a brief webcomic. Dude. Wow. Okay, the game just freaking took me to the Homestuck page. Dude, what the hell? Okay, so, pretty sure that was the epilogue. So I click this, it just goes the same thing, right? Okay, that was the epilogue. Why would they say no? Oh, okay, game over. Dude, what? Seriously? Okay. That is so uncool, okay? I don't even know. Alright, so I feel like a lot of people have already made those theories, like how this person was the, you know, the MSPA reader. And so we kind of expected that already, but like, what the hell was all this about? So Dark Scratch basically just explained his devious plan of picking this one human, just jacked him off planet Earth, and then made him crash land on Eternia, and then befriended all these trolls, and then also did some weird shady shit while befriending all these trolls. He made him want to make friends, because he put that friendship drive into them, and then they made all these friends, and then they find out that Dark Scratch was behind all this, and then they have an existential crisis, and then he's like, hey, you'll understand it once you read this webcomic. I don't understand. Literally, what? What? Like, what? You said answers, dude, what? I don't understand anything, guys, but yeah, that is it for Hiveswap Friendsim. 18 volumes of making friends, and it was all due to asshole Dark Scratch. Don't you just feel so betrayed and used? I sure as hell do. There's some weird stuff happening. I don't even understand. But that is it for Hiveswap Friendsim, guys. So thank you so much for watching this series. Thank you so much for dealing with all this weird stuff with me. Let me know what you think about it. You know, all this weird endings. It says of many endings. Where were the many endings? I don't know. Okay? I just don't know. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And I will see you guys in the next video.